Okay, well, this might be a good place to, take a little meal and get ourselves oriented a little bit more and basically decompress a bit. That was a little stressful. So, we'll take a little break and also think about, well, we got to time this right. If I can map a bit, then we can possibly be assured that if we go back to our base camp, come back in, maybe we can make good time to get back here if we have to. So I'm not talking about going back yet, but I am going to talk about trying to map things out a little bit and getting some idea of a decent terrain so I won't get lost again. It's kind
Oh
of hard to
yes.
map. It's kind of hard to map an area that's mostly marsh and fog, but that's the idea. Is that I'm going to try to diagram out what we've done, hopefully accurately.
Yeah.
So while we're on
Yeah.
break, I'm going to whip out some parchment, whip out some ink, and start working on a little bit of map. So
Mordak's got plenty for you. I mean,
oh yeah,
he's got all kinds of ink and colors, so
what
you
is
can
with
really.
this die? I roll a 15.
15. Okay, well.
It's messing with me. The first roll in combat, I'm going to cut my own head off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ooh, okay. That could be really bad here. Of course, I'm still looking at the 20 that you rolled as
right.
that's
generally blessing me along
a
the way.
major blessing.
So the whole deal here is just that I'm working on my map and I'm figuring that's going to give us an edge if we, for example, have trouble and have to go get ourselves out of here quickly. The map can help us do that. Or if we end up just, kicking around today, finding only part way and things get a little too close to nighttime, then we'll go back to the base camp and the map will help us make good time tomorrow. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
It's better to have this knowledge than not. So
how far along in the day would you say that we are at
question.
This point? Like
this is right now after what we just encountered and everything. It's just a little bit past what we'd call noon.
Okay. So that's why I'm thinking, we're probably not at turnaround yet, but we don't want to be back. We don't want to be out here by nightfall. Or if we are at nightfall, I probably want to come back and stay with Mordak.
Oh yeah, it's kind of up to you if you want to stay with him. I know he would like the company.
Well, I'm saying that we're going to go out and explore some more. It's just that now we know we can either come back to Mordak's or all the way back, depending on what happens to us. So that's my battle. I got a plan. That's what I'm here for, to come up with a practical plan. Just plopping down and sitting out there, next to a bog or sitting in a bog for the night is a really bad idea as far as I'm concerned.
Well, especially with that slopping thing moving around.
Yeah,
I don't have any.
That was a bad idea. All right, onward.
Well, I will say Mordak really likes the fox. The fox is kind of like to him, just like what is this strange guy? So
right.
Nothing weird or anything from him except that he's just kind of a high ego kind of a person. But he says the fruit that you got him will be delicious. He doesn't eat it. He just sits it down and says that will be good later. So anyway,
I'm kind of wondering what he means by later and trying not to think about it. So, okay. What, how am I going to put this? Okay, so my whole situation is pressing on. I want to get some good distance in there. I want to see what it's like where we're going.
And so you've made a map of that's kind of just from Mordak's windmill to the marsh, and then from the marsh to the encampment to the area where y'all started in. But that's kind of what we're looking at.
Yeah, especially because we now know that it's easy to get disoriented in parts of that. This map may be able to help us.
And I think Pixie says, I think we should press on. Let's, however, turn back at a point where we know that we can safely get back to Mordak.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll kind of try to time this out so that we don't get stuck out in darkness, but we'll kind of at least be able to get back to Mordak for the evening.
Now, the only exception to that would be if we somehow miraculously happen upon an excellent, safe, defensible position. Right.
Yeah.
And if miraculously we manage to get that far or get there, that would be the only exception. But otherwise, yeah. Well then. So guys, shall we I know, Scott, you're probably thinking, we barely started. You're so prepared, right? You've got 18 adversaries and 22 rooms, right? In the ruins.
I will tell you that is not the case, and it's beautiful. And it's working really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some ideas and things, but
Well, what I want to do, I guess I'm saying that, it's 3 a.m. here and I'm going to need to crash. But I also feel as though I've been kind of dominating the roles. So if Robbie wants to do something cool, I'm all for it. I mean, yeah, you blew your channeling, but whatever. I channeled you anyway with my ceremony, so you're good, right? So you got the channel anyway. But yeah, I mean, the ceremony was basically asking for help to get us to where we want to go so that I know that we're going to the right spot. Is there something, I mean, Robbie, you want Pixie to do anything, at this point as we continue to converse out there?
I think one thing that Pixie will be interested in doing is I think she will be assessing our 3 companions who are coming along. And, one of her channeling things that she starts off with is a line. I mean, she's kind of looking for, basically some kind of, it's a kind of evangelism, right? If she can kind of find somebody to align to her God. And so, it does strike me with how things have started here, which seem, from Pixie's point of view, these are quite, good start on this. And
if anybody's going to get converted, now's a good time before everything goes south, right?
Yes. But of the 3, is there any one of them that kind of stands out as being possibly somebody who has been kind of impressed by what they've seen so far in terms of how things have been working, where I might be able to start working that align power?
Well,
I don't think you can align somebody against their will, or maybe if you do, I don't know. It's kind of complicated, right?
Yeah, it creates, I think, some difficulty. Let's see.
I'm not claiming that you're going to do it against their will. I'm just curious.
You can. It's a will. It's a willpower challenge if you do it against their will.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, if it's and then if a character casts a spell on himself, that's weird. And so, gotcha.
Yeah, this is a really interesting concept. It's the line.
No, I didn't mean to bring it up. I didn't mean to bring it up. Let's stay away from the whole unwilling thing at the moment, because that's not where I thought you were going with it. Is
Palamuse is definitely he's infatuated somewhat with Pixie, and I think would do anything that Pixie wanted him to do anyway. And
seems a little
definitely
seems like taking advantage, but hey, isn't that what we do here in Ilwraith? So
he's a little impressionable. and I mean, you're not sure what makes him. What he's an older guy, just but
Yeah,
you haven't seen his
so I
bad.
think Pixie. Yeah, and I think Pixie would normally. I mean, I mean, the ideal is to align somebody who's willing, right? I mean, that's the kind of perfect situation. So I think, yeah, Pixie during this pause while the mapping is occurring, she'll talk to Palamuse a little bit and kind of talk about like why she is out here, that she is serving Amberius, the messenger of Joel, and that the kind of abilities and powers that you are seeing kind of manifested by us, that they are kind of divinely inspired, and that there's a power that is kind of pushing us onward, and that if he were willing, it is possible that he could be kind of aligned with Amberius, and then be in a position to kind of tap the kind of powers that he's seeing us demonstrate.
I would be honored. Ooh, absolutely honored.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he's acting like that, then, I think I would go on and attempt this then.
I'm speechless. And I'm so proud that you would want this for me.
Yeah. So
go ahead and hit me with it.
Yeah. Pixie has she carries with her I'd written it down recently. It may not be on your sheet. I put it down as a hawk feather that has been cured in a kind of mercury compound. That's the kind of channeling component that she has. It seemed like, with mercury
sounds like hazmat to me.
We don't know about like that mercury stuff. But
only mercury.
Yeah. But that's the channeling component. So if I'm going to try this, let's see how this would work. What did I do with my
channeling component? That's a good bonus.
Yeah, so that's up to you as to what kind of bonus you would want to.
So it is a roll, right? I mean, it's a roll using the regular spell thing, but it's not a willpower challenge. You don't have to overcome anybody.
Correct.
And
right. So
let me.
I'm going to roll a d20. I have my channeling skill level, which with the align, it does not have a level yet, but it's a -7 modifier.
Now, that means it's not acquired yet, right?
Well, it is acquired, so I don't have to take that -5 penalty.
-5. Okay, that's what I was wondering about.
I don't need to take that one. And then how much are you going to give me for the channeling component?
I was just looking that up. From 1 to 5. I mean, you've got mercury-soaked hawk's feather. That's pretty awesome. I'm going to say the full +5 on that, especially considering the channeling, the ceremony roll we had earlier. This day is blessed.
We're cooking with gas. Yeah.
At the moment, yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So give that a +5 there.
What do we got?
All right. Let's see. So this is going to end up being because the casting modifier is a -7. It's going to end up being a 12. And I got to check my channeling.
Unfortunately, you're probably in the 13 or higher zone.
So I'm. It's a fizzle.
Oh, ouch.
What is? We can read what it says. The fizzle.
It's a good word for it. It's just a visual. It works for a second, and then it's just like anything is. It's like he's sitting there, and he's just like so excited, and you can just for a moment see like like a aura crown on his head, and then it just fades away. It's like it just wasn't meant to be. Like he's not right for it or something.
Not yet.
That's what
At least not now. At least not now. But maybe our his faith needs to be built up a little bit, perhaps, and maybe later on he can.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll have
I'm
more.
To be slightly prejudiced and give you a little look into some of the not so great aspects of my character. I like the fellow well enough. He's a tough little guy. There are lots of dwarves out there, but some of them are good ones. Sort of a prejudiced point of view. And I'll say, well, yeah, if a dwarf wants to get alliance to the gods of Ilwraith, he's gonna have to be a little better off. He's gonna have to do a little better. He's gonna have to bust his ass a little more. He's gonna have to like give up a little, right? He's not Ilwraith. He's not Ilwraith.
Yeah, and
he's not.
Correct.
You don't just get aligned, right? I mean,
correct.
He gets a little when you're. You can tell he gets a little upset.
Oh no, he's not. I'm not saying this.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not saying this. But there's kind of that. There's kind of a slide, kind of a knowing look. I'll just slide a knowing look toward this event. Yeah.
He can feel it, and he looks at you with this mean look.
Yeah.
You kind of see the dark side of him a little bit. Right. He can be an angry dwarf.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. Prejudice is real in Darkurthe. Right. Especially in. I've noticed that the half elves and the Ilwraith and people like that. Sure, over in Paradise City, everybody's tolerant, but not a whole lot of other places, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, so, I'm glad we didn't start there. I mean, that's kind of like the
I know it's
perfect place, but
yeah,
this is so much better though. I like the swamp and
the swamps are awesome. I'm a huge lover of swamps in fantasy. Always have been. All right, I'll talk to you guys later on.
All right, have a good one.
Bye-bye.